and welcome to this video. So finally we are here in Washington. No, actually I'm finally back to London, and it's been 1 year since I'm back to London from US, and I'm shooting this video after 1 year. So my YouTube timeline and my real life timeline never aligns.
Oh, Steph.
And I don't think so it can ever happen that we are going on the same pace. So those videos are from 2023, as if you haven't realized already. So we traveled from New York, we took a train Amtrak to Washington, and we took a train at night or something, and in Washington we arrived at 9. We were so tired, we just went back directly to our hotel and just slept and passed out. And also our train journey, it was okayish. I never to begin with had high expectation of trains from US, but anyways, the next day we woke up in the morning and then we had a breakfast in a cafe nearby. I saw what can we have on for a breakfast, something special in Washington, but how much I've been really surprised about the American food. We couldn't find anything, but we found a really good cafe nearby and we had those egg muffins there. They were really nice. Surprisingly, my food experience wasn't all great in New York, but in Washington so far, the breakfast was really good, and we took some muffin and then also coffee, and we had a good breakfast. So the first thing we did, we booked our baseball match. Obviously I have never watched it even on TV, but I was really excited, and this was my first experience of watching any sport physically in a stadium. I knew nothing about baseball. The only thing that I knew of seeing baseball was when I was a kid, and in all those Japanese cartoons that we used to watch, like Shin-chan, Doraemon. But I was okay, why not? You're in Washington, and the match was going between Washington National and Cincinnati Reds. It was good, the experience in the stadium. It was my first time watching any sport, so it was really special for me, and I really enjoyed it. I obviously didn't know much of the rules, so I was asking Sachin, and also we both were figuring out. I don't think so he knew a lot about it. The fans for the baseball, for that match specifically, were really thanda. They were not really hyped. Even I was cheering more than the people who were sitting around me, and they were just sitting nonchalant, and they didn't care, and they were we're just here and they're talking. So this match what we watched was a part of a Major League Baseball, and we watched first full inning and then remaining half of the inning, and then we left. As far as I remember, I think we didn't end up watching the whole match. And then we moved to have a lunch because the match took first half of our day, and we went to eat the El Salvadorian food. Through my research, I got to know that in Washington the community of El Salvador is really prevalent, so they have really good food from there. So I found a very good restaurant called El Renconchito Cafe. Wow, I was learning Spanish and I couldn't even say that in one go.
Total noob. Classic noob.
And the first thing we ordered in the restaurant was coconut water, and we got a canned coconut water, and they have the chunks of coconut. It's not coconut jelly, artificial coconut jelly. It has proper coconut chunk, but because they are in the water, they are really puffed. And that water, because we were walking and watching match and we were really dehydrated and tired, it was really amazing. It felt oh my god. The dish that I looked up and I want to eat was pupusas, and they're really famous. They're flatbreads. So we ate that, and we ate tamales, which was made from cornmeal or corn. It was really tasty, and somehow it tasted less spiced upma without vegetables, and the flavor was really nice. All the food, it was not really complicated and stuff, but everything was really fresh and nice. The service at the restaurant was really nice. I think this was the only experience from the US, my food experience, that I really enjoyed, which was also not from US. So well done, American food.
Oh, well done.
So after our lunch, we decided we were gonna have a little walk because we just stuffed ourselves with so much food. So we were having a little walk, and then we finally walked to the White House, and we saw the White House from outside. There were a lot of parks, a lot of ice creams, trolleys and stuff, a lot of kids. The White House was covered with all the railings, and from far you could see through that railing, and it was actually really small. I don't know why I was thinking the White House was gonna be really grand building, and obviously we didn't go inside because we were not invited. Next time if we go, we better be invited there. but we just like obviously roamed around, walked around, and then from there we walked to the Washington Monument. And also, like, I didn't tell you that we were there like in Washington, our day one. The date was 4th of July, which is U.S.'s Independence Day, and we didn't know, like, we didn't plan our trip accordingly. And then we were like, okay, let's just see what happens in D.C. on 4th of July, and we can just see and enjoy the celebration. So we get to realize that there happens a firework, like the best firework, the biggest firework happened in front of the Washington Monument. So in the evening we started walking there. We thought, like, let us just see first of all how much the crowd is going to be, can we find a place. And also I was reading, like, you need to go hours and hours prior to there to stand and find a space to see the fireworks. The crowd, I don't like, to be honest, that crowded places and the celebration, but I'm like, okay, it's a good opportunity, let us just see. And then from there we were walking to Lincoln Memorial, which is, I guess, like, it's like 2 miles. So we walked through the National Mall, and by the time in the evening when we reached the Lincoln Memorial, we were really tired. But we still went inside, and it already started getting crowded. Like, people were getting their picnic baskets, their rugs, and they were just lying down there for the fireworks. But meanwhile we were going through the Lincoln Memorial, and so we saw that, and it was made, like, I think from the old new classic era. It was made in like a very temple kind of a structure. It was beautiful, and the statue of the Lincoln inside that was huge. Like, in the pictures it looks small, but when I was standing there and looking, I'm like, this is huge. Like, quite opposite of what kind of experience I had seeing the White House. So we saw that, and then we realized, like, we had to wait like 2-3 hours, and we were really tired by that time because it's since morning we were out. We decided, like, let's just go back to hotel and we'll just come back 15 minutes or half an hour before the fireworks because we cannot wait here. And we came back finally to see the fireworks, and by the time the temperature cooled down, you could also, like, it was becoming a little cooler, so you could stand in the crowd. And we finally walked along the crowd and found a space, a nice space to admire the fireworks. And I think it ended up going for like half an hour or 20 minutes, I don't remember exactly, but it was nice. Like, we enjoyed it, and it's like you were traveling there and you didn't even know, and you get to see something. At the end, I don't know why I was expecting that with the fireworks, because we were in America. I thought something's gonna be really high-tech, something's going to be written on the top with those fireworks, but nothing like that happened. It was like plain fireworks, like it happens anywhere else. The worst part is yet to come. Now, after any fireworks or any sort of this mess, you have to go back with the public transport. It was like a usual mess that happens in any of the capital cities or the big cities. And then we had to go back to our hotel, and we had to walk in a crowd. Then you had to take the train in the crowd. You have to wait several trains, but it wasn't that bad because the stations in the Washingtons are really big. I really like the Washington metro station because they're new, first of all, unlike New York or London or Paris. And we went back, passed out. That was the day one. But wait, we have another day in Washington. We have a lot more things to come. So that is going to be in another video. So if you like this video, like, share and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. And then we went, oh, bus.